What's up, guys? This is Hardy from Digital Painting Studio, and today I'm starting something that I am really excited about: characters. Characters are hard. It's one of the most competitive corners of the concept art market, which makes sense. Making characters is awesome. So many artists want to do it, and there are a limited number of jobs. It's really hard to break into, and a lot of jobs are looking for professional experience in order to hire you. So it's sort of a catch-22. How do you get professional experience if no one will hire you? So the way we solve that is just to totally fake it till you make it. We have to self-direct, make our own portfolio pieces, kind of be our own client to build out that professional looking portfolio. And that's what this is going to be. For the next 4 weeks, I hope you will follow along with me and make 4 characters, a squad. We will put that together in this awesome group shot at the end that gives you a really valuable portfolio item. And I'll show you all kinds of cool stuff about character design, about archetypes. It'll be kind of this nice little 4-week mini course on how to design and paint characters. And by the end of it, you'll come away with something really valuable. So I hope you'll join me. 4 characters, 4 weeks, 1 awesome portfolio. So here's the idea. Make a squad, and it can be any genre. I'm going kind of sci-fi, but do whatever you want. It can be fantasy, steampunk, you name it, it will work. We are going to follow archetypes, so kind of general frameworks, little boxes that characters seem to fit in, that when you put them all together in a squad, it just works. We'll talk about some examples that you've definitely seen in the past. It's really powerful, and it's a really helpful framework to help you build out these portfolio pieces in a way that makes it look like it was done for a real-world assignment. We are going to make this an official challenge on the DPS community, but if you come across this video years from now, when the challenge is long since closed, this is still useful. It gives you a roadmap and a framework for you to build out these portfolio items in a way that looks valuable to that art director who we are hoping will hire you. For my series, I'm going for a sci-fi epic, so kind of a grand space opera, like aliens and spaceships and heists and bounties, all of that cool stuff that makes this genre fun. And that's the energy that I want this to communicate, that final impression. So when I am done at the end of the 4-week challenge, when my viewer looks at my assembled squad, what do I want them to feel? What vibe and what energy do I want to come across? I want that 2-second visceral reaction that they experience to be something I very deliberately designed towards. So for this, I definitely wanted to have a Guardians of the Galaxy type of vibe, like really fun and colorful. It has a lot of heart, but it's also epic and awesome, kind of like a Mass Effect level of scale. That kind of thing. That's the final energy that I want my assembled shot to have. I want it to really draw the viewer in, make it something really engaging. So if you are taking this challenge on, if you're committing to 4 weeks of portfolio building, make sure you know what gut reaction you want your viewer to have when your group of characters is finished. What do you want them to feel about it? What do you want them to decide in the first seconds when they see it? So determine that and design up from that foundation. Let's talk about archetypes. These are super useful in concept art. It's basically letting our audience assume a lot about something that we create and then designing around that, kind of building off of those assumptions. So as an example, we have the tavern or the bar that we see in all kinds of adventure movies and games. It could be the inn in a fantasy game. It could be the space bar on Tatooine. But once you see that, you can make all kinds of assumptions about it. This is a bar. It's an oasis from the dangers outside of where we've been adventuring. We could probably go talk to the bartender for information about who has been in town. There are probably shady little side quests being negotiated off in a booth. All kinds of things that you can assume across any genre when you step into that bar. That's what I mean about an archetype. There's something called the 80-20 rule in concept art, where we can make something 80% familiar. So just standard bar that you've seen a million times. But then we spend the last 20% adding in our own story, adding in that genre-specific stuff, making it something new and creative. With characters, it's the same thing. Characters, personalities, tend to fit mostly into a little box. So think about the big ones like hero or villain. This is a fun thing to do, especially with the DC versus Marvel comic universes. You can actually look at both squads of characters and you can try and identify their counterpart in the other. The easiest one, I think, is Superman versus Captain America. And if anybody disagrees with this, definitely let me know. But I think they're both kind of standard hero. Super wholesome and idyllic. They just embody purity in some ideal. They kind of rally the rest of the squad just around their goodness. There's also some other ones in the recent MCU movies and the recent DC movies. I find Thor and Aquaman very much occupy the same space. Kind of the arrogant, buff heir to some throne in a mythical civilization that is unseen most of the time. For my character that I'm making here, she's a little more nuanced, kind of an anti-hero, sort of a Han Solo type. So let's think like a streetwise, scrappy underdog, sort of a space hustler, somebody with a lot of nuance to their personality. And all of my design decisions, from her pose to her general appearance to all of her style, like her hairstyle, her piercings, her tattoos, her clothing, all of that is designed to imply a broader story, to show you the layers of her personality. Definitely want this to be something interesting, a very human story that our viewer can latch onto. And there's a very important reason why I do this most complex character first. It's because she is the center point of my squad. All of the other characters pivot around this one. In fact, a bit of a spoiler, but she will be the only human in the entire squad. The others will be aliens or something else. The reason I am doing that is because I want the other characters to take a part of her nuanced personality and amplify it. So in the weeks ahead, as we do that, we're going to explore different archetypes. We're going to talk about each attribute, and we will dive into how they're actually just fragments of this main character. It's like we divide her personality into pieces, take each piece and expand it into an entire character. So we will do a brute embodying strength. We will have a character that embodies cunning and skill. We'll have one that is all courage and humor and vulnerability. All of these things that make up our complex main character, they will each get their own embodiment. And the big picture, when we put it all together, is just really compelling. How all of the different personality types interact and kind of dovetail together. It makes a really powerful final shot. And if you do this yourself, you will get something very valuable. at the end of it. So join the DPS community if you want to join the formal challenge and see what everyone else is up to. We will be releasing a new demo character each week, so there's lots of cool stuff in the weeks ahead. Good luck, guys. I can't wait to see what you come up with. In the meantime, good luck with your artwork. Paint something cool today.